Alright, game, or match 1 with Modern Mono Red Prowess again. Let's see how this goes. Alright, you know, this hand is a bit clunky. I might mulligan this since I'm in the blind and I am on the draw. And not having anything to do on the first turn can definitely be a problem. Alright. Yeah, I will take a mulligan here. Yeah, much better. I think I'll pitch a land. It's pretty likely that I'll draw another one at some point by turn 3, especially since I'm on the draw. And this hand definitely, arguably grinds better because of Seasoned Pyromancer and has better early game pressure. GLHF. And the opponent almost skipped through their turn, but they caught it. And, yep, there's the other land. So I will be leading with Soulscar Mage for reasons, you know, previously discussed. You know, it maximizes the chances of me connecting next turn in case I draw. Light up the stage. Also, if they play some type of creature that needs to be shrunk, you know, I have that option available to me. You know, of course, there is merit to maybe leading on Blister Coil Weird. If it's your, you know, less good prowess creature, you expose that to removal first. But, you know, another big reason here when they've presented Verdant Catacombs is that they might play Wrenn and 6 the following turn. And that, of course, would be a disaster at Blister Coil Weird. So Soulscar Mage makes more sense to hold up, or to play first. Especially since, you know, if we draw an instant later, we might be able to present Blister Coil Weird and not expose it to Wrenn and 6. That being said, Wrenn and 6 is not the end of the world, even if you have to lead with Blister Coil Weird, because, like, here, for example, we could finish it off with Firebolt. And, you know, typically Wrenn and 6 will almost always be a 2-for-1, since returning a land is also pretty good for them. So believe it or not, it's still not that bad to present a Blister Coil Weird and have it get dealt with, which we might end up seeing right here anyway. But now they might think twice about it, though, because now now just the threat of having an instant, like a Lava Dart, is kind of threatening to them. It threatens to make down-ticking Wrenn pretty bad for them. I'm not entirely sure if this is Death Shadow or if this is Jund. Probably Jund, actually, because Death Shadow does not play Black Cliffs, as far as I'm aware. Alright, this is okay. I can finish this off with Firebolt, or I can just try to deal with it with Seasoned Pyromancer, which I might end up playing simply because the rest of this hand is just pretty, it's just shaping up not so great. Yeah, I'm going to play Seasoned Pyromancer. It would be just a disaster if it gets discarded. I think I will pitch the... Now, you know, yeah, I'll pitch the lands, actually. Firebolt's almost certainly going to be live, if nothing else, because it can hit the Liliana. You know, this is an attrition game, so... You know, I have 3 lands. I think I'm perfectly functional with that. It does mean I'm a little bit further away from Obosh. I think that's okay, though. I should have plenty of gas to fight for a while with this hand. And I can even double Firebolt the Scavenging Ooze, which I think is good. I don't think that's a bad play. You know, it is true it's a card disadvantage, but I think... Oh, and the opponent didn't tick up Liliana. Probably they've got, you know, removal and something else good that they like. But, yeah, the card advantage doesn't bother me too much, just because this deck has so many 2-for-1s, and it starts off 1 card ahead anyway because of Obosh, that, using multiple burn spells is actually usually fine. I think it's maybe one of the strong points of this deck. And I could have held a land in my hand, but with this deck, considering that it almost always wants to ramp all the way up to 5 for either Firebolt or for Obosh, generally, I think playing out the lands is better. Also, if you draw Seasoned Pyromancer, you might draw 2 lands. You don't want to get caught with too many in your hand. You can only play 1 each turn. Yeah, even though it causes me to have to reveal information, I think I've generally been pretty happy with playing out the lands. I find myself regretting holding them more often than I find myself regretting playing them out. And I suppose Tarmogoyf and Bloodbraid Elf is a pretty good reason not to uptick Liliana. Well, this is a lot of value. They might just attack with Tarmogoyf. So I could block. I don't particularly like that, though. Because this is kind of like a virtual 3 life each turn, unless I draw a removal spell, because it's disincentivizing attacking with Bloodbraid. So I am going to let this pass. This could end up becoming a problem, because Klothys can keep dinging me 2 each turn, but the fact that I also, won't get value off the tokens, because they will basically be able to eat it, and prevent me from getting the value, is a pretty good reason not to, in my opinion. So, okay, I got Flame Slash. This is interesting, actually, because Flame Slash can combine with Lava Dart plus Flashback to deal with Goyf, but that is not exactly ideal, because I do think playing Obosh is going to be my ticket to victory. So this is actually kind of a problem, but yeah, we might have to block next turn. I'm going to hold back. But just holding back basically saved me 3 life last turn from Bloodbraid Elf. And they, if they attack again, I think I'll block Bloodbraid Elf, but if not, it saved me another 3 life. So I think it was definitely worth it. It would end up saving me more life than Tarmogoyf, than blocking Tarmogoyf. Okay, I think I do have to block here. I just can't take this much damage with an active Klothys. And if I draw land and play Obosh, I think I'm very much in this game. I can kill both of these creatures with both these burn spells on the following turn. Okay. I think I may have to ditch Obosh, because yeah, I just need help. I need it now. That's disappointing, but at the same time, this could result in this is pretty good. Actually, truth be told. So I'm just going to go ahead and Flame Slash the Bloodbraid Elf. I've got a lot of chump blockers. They're probably going to eat the Seasoned Pyromancer. I don't have to expose this other Seasoned Pyromancer most likely just yet. I could double Flame Slash the Tarmogoyf next turn. I do have to start drawing creatures, though, to get the aggro on, because Klothys is both clocking me and getting them more out of reach as time goes on. Alright, well, the double Flame Slash plan might not quite work anymore. But any other burn spell will do it. Even Lava Dart Flashback. There was merit to possibly flashing back the Lava Dart, but I think I'd rather have a land. And the opponent realizes I could quad block. I think it makes more sense to hold up for a Seasoned Pyromancer Flashback. I just end up with gaining so many more turns, I think, in the long run. Yeah, I probably could have attacked with Seasoned Pyromancer, but, you know, a little worried the opponent might, I mean, I kind of like the way this is disincentivizing a Ravine attack, also might disincentivize them playing, Bloodbraid Alpha. I don't agree with this. You know, this, I think it's fairly easy to see that I'm waiting to play this at end of turn. I don't know if they got some kind of sweeper or something that you know, that they want to incentivize me to do this now. But that ends up countering their Clothis ability, and I get the tokens. I'll block with 1 token, because I may not want to force myself to have to use the Seasoned Pyromancer ability next turn. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to crack the Fiery Islet. You know, I still want to be able to kill this Goyf and get through. Okay, here's the plan. I'm going to block with, I'm going to attack with Seasoned Pyromancer. You know, they will be able to eat it, but I think the upside to just getting through is good enough. I do want to hold back with an Elemental, though these all represent like basically 5 life right now. And, you know, I think, yeah, you'd be surprised how often they don't seem to necessarily suspect much with the attack. Yeah, it's weird. Maybe this is just me, but it feels like a lot of players on MTGO seem to think you're bluffing for some reason. Yeah, so to play out, light up the stage, you know, this obviously would be a problem if they play Liliana and uptick, but I think overall I get more value by maximizing my mana. You know, just being constrained a little bit more on the following turn, when I very likely will end up just hard casting light up the stage, could be a problem. Yeah. Plus, I can quad block the Raging Ravine. You know, which I think I will do. Well, actually, no, never mind, because they have quite an active Clothis, or quite a bit of damage that they can dish out. So I'll do this. You know, the life gain is definitely helping them out a lot, but yeah, I think I am going to maybe it might be best to just attack with 1 creature. I really don't want to have to block with Monastery Swiftspear, but I think that very well may end up being a necessity. I just find it unlikely that if I win, I'm going to win with them, or I'm going to if I can't finish them off in time, it'll be when they're at exactly 1 life. You know, of course, that means it would have been better to play this after combat, but it's unlikely I'll be punished. Yeah. Yeah, and now I get to chump with the Swiftspear instead of the Soul Scar. Yeah, maybe another good reason. Well, I thought they would have gone after the Elemental. I guess this makes sense too. I probably would have just gone after the Elemental and activated Ravine if I were them. You know, but of course if I knew I was going to draw Tarmogoyf, then maybe this is better. You know, I could still be in this game if I draw a light up the stage into maybe double Lava Dart. That would be a ton of damage. Oh, there's one Lava Dart. I think it makes sense. I'm really surprised I didn't go after the Fireball last game. If I go after the Tarmogoyf, though, it doesn't exactly do a lot. Because that would make them have 3. It would put this down to 3. I think it does enough to justify making this play, but I am still not going to attack. And at this point, I pretty much have to hope that the opponent makes a misplay because yeah, if they attack all out, then it's very unlikely I'm going to win. But if they hold back, you know, it is possible I could string together a very powerful sequence of spells. Alright, well, it's a good game. Alright, Relic and maybe not all 4 Blood Moons. Relic and 2 Blood Moons, I think, are where I want to be. I think Lava Dart is the weakest. Link. Actually, Flame Slash might be. I mean, Flame Slash is good at dealing with Tarmogoyf, but Relic is even better. The fact that Lava Dart can help turn on, light up the stage, is pretty nice. And the fact that it can hit Planeswalkers. But then again, Flame Slash can deal with Scavenging Ooze pretty nicely too. Now I'm gonna keep in 2 Lava Darts though, because it also just combos with the Prowess creatures as usual pretty well. In this matchup, the Relics are just generally much better versions of Flame Slash. You know, they kind of fulfill what Flame Slash does, just much better. Alright, nice hand. I think we would have probably won that last game if I would have drawn a land for Obosh instead of the Seasoned Pyromancer. But, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. They had double Goyf and Klothys. And, you know, the good news is Klothys even exposes them even more to Relic doing a lot of work against them. Yeah, Lightning Bolt, not an unusual card for them. And I think here the play is pretty obviously Swift Spear into light up the stage. Yes, if it's 2 lands or 2 spells I can't play, I won't be able to play them both. You know, and Blood Moon next turn. But you know, depending on what they play, if Blood Moon next turn is you know, has good enough of a chance of locking them out completely, I don't mind losing the other card to light up the stage, or both cards potentially, depending on what it is. So I'll get at least I'll get some value in the form of the 1 mountain if playing Blood Moon next turn is compelling enough. But yeah, I do like 2 Blood Moons. I mean, Jun is able to play around Blood Moon fairly well, kind of surprisingly well, to be honest. So actually, I used to be on 0 Blood Moons, but I kind of like, if nothing else, just having an answer to Raging Ravine. Plus, every once in a while, you do kind of just catch them with Blood Moon, with particularly awkward, you know, hands that don't necessarily have the ability to fetch the basics they need, like right here, apparently. And, you know, I like 2 because I think it's important enough just to be able to have an answer to Raging Ravine that, you know, a nice clean answer that I don't have to wait till their turn to use. that I think it's worth it to play 2. And the fact that just one Blood Moon will shut off any number of Ravines they play, which, you know, I think they usually only play 1 or 2, 3 max. I think usually they only play 2 max these days. But still, the fact that this could potentially be a 2-for-1 is pretty strong. But I do like it as a 2 of, and you know, we might just see here it run away with the game all by itself. Yeah, so the opponent's going to see that they're in for a world of hurt with Blood Moon, most likely, unless of course they have a swamp and a forest in their hand, which, you know, has happened to me in the past actually. It can be a little tilting, but actually I think that time they had that, I ended up winning anyway. So there is that. And I am fine with losing the Bone Crusher Giant because this is just so devastating, potentially. They have one of the cards that they need to get back in this. They only play a few copies of these cards, so I just don't really... Yeah, I think this is just luck. So which is worth more? 2 damage to the face or a 1/1 token? I think a 1/1 token. You know, I'll still get value out of the graveyard. Plus I can play whatever I draw. This is one of the nice things about cards with flashback, is I only lose half the value. Alright. Yeah, we'll see, but I actually think having a 1/1 token here is better than 2 damage to the face right now. So, do they have the forest? If not, I think they're in for a world of hurt, because unfortunately black and red for them, black and red is not going to be able to deal with Blood Moon. They will need the forest. They can pitch some of their green cards. So maybe they are playing 3 or more Raging Ravines. Interestingly enough. You know, I think I'll just take the Firebolt flashback here. Of course, if they discard Season Pyromancer, that could be a problem, but this is a more efficient use of my mana. And I don't have to lose a land. And actually, you know, lands are surprisingly valuable. I may get to the point where I can put Obosh in my hand and play at the same turn, which is always pretty nice. Yeah, that was unfortunate, but I think we're still going to end up winning this. So to put Obosh in my hand or to go for the Season Pyromancer flashback. I think I'm gonna just put Obosh in my hand. Gives him exactly 1 turn to Thoughtseize it, and plus I can defend it from like a Liliana uptick if they've got another basic swamp. And just its ability to amplify the power of all the rest of the burn spells is enormous. But ultimately, I think Blood Moon is just too much for them this game. Yep. Yeah. I liked how that played out. Obviously, I think this is still good. I would not play more than 2 Blood Moons, just because I have seen them be able to fetch basics efficiently enough in the past that if I have like 3 Blood Moons, that can be game over for me. But just 2 is good, because if nothing else, being able to shut off Raging Ravine is pretty powerful. For, you know, because it always has at least that value. I think yeah, I've been liking 2, and sometimes it does just win the game like there. And, you know, this seems like a pretty easy keep. Not particularly aggressive, but I don't need to be in this matchup. Probably going to take the light up the stage, which is fine by me. I still have a potential 2-for-1 with Bone Crusher Giant. There might actually be some merit to playing all 4 Blood Moons, though, simply because I can ditch unnecessary extra copies with Seasoned Pyromancer, but I have been burned by that in the past in this matchup. Death Shadow, on the other hand, I find either can't or doesn't fetch basics nearly as often as Jund does, probably in part because they have to reduce their life total. So that is a matchup where I typically bring in all 4 Blood Moons, you know. Yeah, so they're pretty well set up to deal with Blood Moon, so this is where I like having just 2. Now they're mostly for dealing with Ravine. Okay, they didn't go for Forest. Maybe their hand is kind of demands double black, and maybe they don't have another ability to get red. I'm thinking that they've got a Collective Brutality. Yep. And they can only really take Lava Dart here. Probably should have Lava Darted first, actually. So hopefully we don't lose the game with them at 1 life. Yeah, a little odd. I thought they had Collective Brutality, but I guess for some reason I guess I just saw so many cards in my hand. It just, you know, the play of playing Lava Dart just sort of slipped by me. You know, I could play Bone Crusher Giant here, but you know, I think there's enough upside. Any instant I draw, or even Firebolt plus Bone Crusher is a clean answer to Tarmogoyf. I think there's enough upside for me to see what my next draw is. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Seasoned Pyromancer, and I'm going to ditch probably the mountains. Well, maybe I'll ditch the Fiery Islet, because actually I got 4 of these in here. I can't afford to take too much damage off of them. Yeah, plus they're shut off by Blood Moon. And interestingly enough, they did seem to have a Forest in their hand, so that's why they didn't fetch for it. Yeah, Blood Moon also shuts off their Nurturing Peatland, so it's actually pretty good. Yeah, I guess they'll go for it. Why not? I get another land here, which is sweet. Yeah, I mean, I take an extra 3 damage, but it's one of the things I like about Assassin's Trophy is I can almost always use the extra lands they give me. Hopefully they don't have Clothis. Otherwise, I feel pretty good about my chances this game. Okay, I can actually deal with Tarmogoyf now, but I can't do so and play Blood Moon. So I think what the play is... in order to maximize my mana efficiency, is I am going to flashback Lava Dart. You know, my intention is to play Firebolt on the Bloodbraid Elf and play Blood Moon, but this way I can play a land I draw. I might draw, and you know, maybe I'll reveal a Firebolt off of this, and you know, next turn I should be able to play both spells. So, I think I'm still set up pretty well. Not exactly the overall best result I think I was hoping for, but yeah, I'm playing the Blood Moon right now, both because it cuts them off from possibly playing Liliana next turn, and it cuts them off from tapping their or cycling their Nurturing Peatland, or I should say sacrificing it to draw a card. Oh, and please excuse me. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I have the system sounds turned off. I'm hearing them on my end, but I think I turned them off from the video capture software. All right, I think the play here. I think there's enough value to having Soulscar Mage that it's worth it to potentially lose the Blister Coil Weird. On the alternative, though, I do get 2 tokens, which are pretty good chump blockers for the Tarmogoyfs. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna play the Seasoned Pyromancer. You know, I think I need a relic here, and yeah, I think this is still worth it. Although I may actually end up blocking with the Seasoned Pyromancer. Just to, no, I want a clean turn for buying back Obosh. I should say, putting it in my hand. I like the way that this is a clean. Oh, so maybe I can block with the Seasoned Pyromancer and the token here. No, of course not. I could have had an instant in my hand, but you know. Yeah, so double block. I think that's a pretty easy call. And I think what the plan is now is I'm going to attack with the Pyromancer. Oh, actually, looks like I can hold back. I can take 1 hit from the Tarmogoyfs and potentially stick a Obosh the following turn. That seems like a pretty good. That seems pretty good. So I am going to target the Wren and put the Obosh in my hand. Of course, the Tarmogoyfs do get pumped, but they can still trade with Obosh if that's necessary. I guess that's a good game. Well, yeah, so it goes sometimes.